Page 26 in this application is the first page of the CORI, the criminal background investigation. This page and the page following it must be completed in front of a notary public. So we're going to go through this really quickly. This is giving assent to the state of Massachusetts to conduct a criminal background check. Now, just a couple of things here. Even if you've had one done recently, you still have to have this one completed. They can't use that one for this. This has to be separate. One of the reasons there's about a 30-day delay is because this documentation has to come back to Mass. Mass does their criminal background checks, sends the information to PSI. PSI then updates the records that they create for this examination clearance, okay? So this is all done in front of a notary. You will sign this in front of a notary. Okay, you're going to date this in front of the notary. I'm just putting the word date there so you get the point. Now, what is the board? The board is you can put in the real estate board. So you can type in this whole thing, the real estate board for real salespersons and brokers, or you can just type in simply the real estate board, okay? And then the license type that you're applying for you is salesperson. If you're a broker candidate, obviously it's broker. But you guys are salesperson candidates. Now, all of this is signed and dated in front of a notary. This 2-page CORI acknowledgement form will not be accepted unless it has been signed in the presence of a notary public who has completed the verification by notary section on page 2, documenting that said notary has verified the identity of the signer through satisfactory evidence of identification. So you need to find a notary. You can go to notary.com, or there's a link that we have in our article with infographic that lists notaries in Massachusetts. Or if you go to a local bank, if you have an account with the bank, you can go in and usually there's always a notary there. You just have to call ahead to make sure the notary is working that day. Then you go in there with your identification and these 2 pages, and then they will fill it out in front. You can fill it out in front of them. Now, page 2 of the CORI form, you're going to put in all of your information here. Last name. First name, middle initial if you have them, maiden name if you have one of those, date of birth, place of birth. That's also important. So date of birth and place of birth, and then the last 6 digits of your social, not last 4. Sometimes people mess this one up. Sex, height, eye color, driver's license number, and the state of issue. Current and former addresses, and then all of this is filled out, again, in front of a notary. The notary verifies that this is you who is filling out this form. They verify, they check your driver's license or passport or military ID or state-issued ID, and then they give it a stamp, okay? Now, sometimes old school notaries have a raised seal. If you're emailing this entire thing, you don't need a raised seal, so you can just go with the regular stamp, right? But they will fill it out, and it's not a big deal. These 2 pages are the criminal background form.